So today we're taking a look at other exceptions or exceptions to the rules as we sort of bring this unit to a close. And so what you have in front of you is a worksheet, which is just simply taking us to the end of chapter 6. And if you're kind of following along and reading with what we're looking at, I'm really going to be referencing the pages 165 all the way to like 168. And so here's the thing. We're talking about like simply all these adjectival structures that we have. Well, there's really a basic order they're supposed to follow. And so the grammar gods have established this particular order. So looking at the very beginning of this worksheet, the head word means that's your main noun. Okay. And then all these words describing it. So a noun modifying a noun is always in front of it, like a school bus. Well, bus is the noun and school would be describing it. And then you can have a participle in front of it, like a broken school bus. And then you can have an adjective in front of that, which is a yellow broken school bus. And then you can have a determiner like the yellow broken school bus. And on the other side, you would have a prep phrase first, and then a participial phrase second, and then a relative clause third. If you end up having all of these structures, this is the exact order they're supposed to go in. And so the grammar gods say these are the only structures that are supposed to be in front of a noun, which we at the very beginning of our unit together, we called these the pre-head word positions. And then we'd say, and you also have the post head word positions, which are all these structures on the other side of that noun head word. And then there were these exceptions. If you think about the very first worksheet we had, we talked about just simply that there are a couple exceptions we have to be aware of. So here's an example of what I mean by using this noun head word. So if I take this thing which says, three giddy, frolicking West Coast hippies with tie-dye t-shirts living in a hand-painted Chevy Astra van who are in need of a good bathing. And so everything's right here in exact order. So think about how hippies, this is your head word. I'm going to call him the head word. That's your noun head word. And then look, here's the noun sitting in front of it. So this is your noun sitting right here, the West Coast. Here's frolicking, which is your participle. Here's giddy, which is your adjective. Here's three, which is a form of a determiner. And then on the other side, here's a prep phrase with tie-dye t-shirts. Here's your participial phrase, living in a hand-painted Chevy Astra van. And then here is this relative clause at the very, very end. And so it's all there. So the first thing I'd like for you to try is see if you can create one of your own. Start off with a head word and then maybe build in front of it these structures, and then see if you can build after it those particular structures. It's just simply proving that this is the exact order it goes in. If you try moving it out of that order, it would sound really weird. Three frolicking giddy, or three West Coast frolicking giddy hippies. You move things out of order, it sounds a little odd. And so the grammar god said, this is the order it's supposed to go in. So the first thing I want you to try is actually looking at how we can actually create this structure. And then when we think about it, the point here is that we're making is that the grammar gods say these are the only structures that really can be after a noun, a prep phrase, a participial phrase, and a relative clause. And then they give us these exceptions. And so what we have on the rest of this worksheet are just some exceptions, ones that I really want to make sure that you know, which is going to be looking at an infinitive working as an adjective. What happens when we have an adjective after a noun? What happens when we have a noun serving as an adverb after a noun? So we just have some weird exceptions that I want you to walk through my examples with and try diagramming them. They're not really all that difficult, but I think it's really important. But there's a couple tricky things that I want you to see as you go through the diagrams, just some tricky things, particularly with participles. Okay, see what you can do.